And Jordan in Middlesbrough, saw a ghostly figure behind the door, swinging the door. I also heard singing on that webcam. That's Jordan, thank you very much. And moving on to webcam 4, the piano room. There it is with the chair set up there as well. Simon from Leeds, I heard the chair tip and it was put back by a ghostly grey figure earlier. Simon, thank you for your message and keep your sightings coming on webcam 4 in the piano room. Now, of course, you can get in touch with your messages, with your sightings. Don't forget to say who you are and where you're from. Also, time is good, because if we get multiple sightings at the same time, that can be really useful as well. And as I say, your stories. Now, you can send me your messages via text. Text the word screen, then a space, then your message to 80889. The text costs 50p plus 1 standard rate message. You can also get in touch via Facebook, facebook.com/mosthaunted, and Twitter as well, twitter.com/realmosthaunted. As ever, we're running a great competition and we have some fantastic prizes to give away. One lucky winner will win an LNX Cube 3 all-in-one entertainment system with loads of features, including a 7-inch digital TV, iPod dock, CD player, radio and DVD player. Plus, we're giving away DVDs of Most Haunted Live volumes 1 to 7 to watch on your Cube. And that's not all. The winner will also receive a Ghost Hunt experience for 2, courtesy of Virgin Experience Days, a year's membership of the Living VIP Club, including free gifts and shopping discounts, and tickets to the next Most Haunted Live UK event. Now, 5 runners-up will receive a pair of tickets for the next Most Haunted Live UK event as well. So for your chance to win, simply answer this question. What does EVP stand for? Is it 1, electronic voice phenomenon, 2, eccentric vocal people, or 3, erratic verbal psychics? If you know the answer, call me now. Here's the number, 09012 933 666. That's 09012 933 666. Calls cost £1 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles considerably more. Only over 18s, please, can enter, and remember to seek the bill payer's permission before calling. The competition closes at 10 a.m. on Monday the 5th of April. Entries made after closing time will not be counted, but may still be charged. And the competition is not open to viewers in the Republic of Ireland. For more information, please visit our website, mosthauntedlive.net.
Thank you, Julian, and do please keep in touch with us. Now, tales of ghosts, monsters, even the devil himself residing here at Castle Huska have been the subject of local folklore for centuries, but about 60 years ago, sadly, a more recent evil invaded this place. It's believed the Nazis took up residence here. Little is known. Let's take a look.
It is unsurprising that Castle Huska is alleged to have been under German occupation during World War II, as most of the Czech Republic felt the unforgiving wrath of the Nazis during this period. Adolf Hitler assigned the annexation of Czechoslovakia to his best man and third in command, Nazi General Reinhard Heydrich. Heydrich assumed the government of this territory, and much to the horror of local Czechs, uniformed Nazi officials soon flooded the streets of Prague. With Heydrich effectively controlling this military dictatorship, the then Czech president was left virtually powerless. The years of Nazi occupation also meant a humiliation which was suffered by the entire republic. Several representatives of the Czech government were imprisoned in the hellish concentration camps, and others were executed. In May of 1942, Heydrich toured the streets of Prague in his open-top car as a display of confidence in his rule of this land. This arrogant posturing proved to be Heydrich's downfall, as an assassination plot was underway by British-trained Czech agents. Heydrich was shot and fell into a coma, from which he never regained consciousness. On hearing of his death, an infuriated Hitler ordered the arrest of 10,000 randomly selected Czechs and the devastating execution of at least 1,300 people. Furthermore, Hitler callously called for all males over the age of 16 in the villages of Lidice and Lejeki to be murdered. The remaining population were sent to Nazi concentration camps, with many women and children killed, eradicating the village's population in a merciless, vicious swoop. Subsequently, the towns were burned and the ruins leveled. Heydrich's assassins took refuge in the crypt of this cathedral in Prague. The church was soon surrounded and the Nazis opened fire. Refusing to surrender, the assassins took their own lives. Even after his death, Heydrich's evil legacy lived on in Operation Reinhardt. These first 3 death camps were put into operation, and many more souls tragically perished in his name.
That is a heartbreaking story, and it's part of the central history of the Czech Republic, and I'm delighted to welcome back to the show our historian and academic Leslie Smith. Hello, Leslie.
Lovely to be here.
Shall we start with a sort of overview of the links the Nazis are believed to have had with the world of the paranormal, the world of the occult?
I think most people realise that Himmler was very caught up with it. He thought he was reincarnated of one of the great German kings. And the Black Sun developed, which was a symbol of mysticism and a sort of twisted version of the swastika. And they formed a kind of inner circle for the SS of great evil. And they were trying to get hold of power in an opposing pole, in the sense they were trying to draw it up through the earth. And they were involved in some pretty grim things in terms of experimentation, evil, and the black occult. And that's widely known.
Of course, there's a whole lot of rumour about it. I've read, for example, I don't know how true it is, that some Nazis in the SS believed that the world was hollow and there was a weird kingdom inside it, and an expedition went to try and find an entrance to go inside the earth.
Yes, I've heard that as well. And they're kind of a bit of a muddle, like most of these philosophies. There's sort of a bit of that and a bit of that, and some of it's Roman soldier stuff and other things. And they kind of made their own way, didn't they, in a vicious kind of way. But not all Germans were like that, and certainly not all German soldiers were like that.
And I think that's an important point. Not every German person who was in this castle would have been a gibbering Nazi sadist. There were people who were drafted into the army.
Yeah, and whilst we're not making any excuses for anybody, there's no question. There was a core, however, of real dark evil, and those people, it is thought by the locals, were here. The locals talk about it. It's within living memory for many of them.
OK, talking of evil, let's talk about the man that Hitler sent to govern what was then Czechoslovakia after the Germans rolled in 1938 following the Munich Agreement. This man was evil personified. He was.
He was an extraordinary creature. He had risen up through the ranks very fast indeed. By the time he was 28, he was really... But he was classic Hitler kind of blonde, beautiful type. And I say that in rather a sneering way, because actually that was how people were selected, wasn't it, for their beauty. We know the horrors, of course, of trying to get the perfect human being. But I should actually clarify something about the death. The 2 Czechs who were involved and trained in England came over and, as you know, used what they'd learnt to kill him. It says in the VT that, in fact, he was shot. Now, there was a gun present, there was certainly a little gun, but actually a bomb was thrown into the car. And it was the bomb, we think, that probably killed him. Eventually, you know, he went into a coma.
The bomb may have actually even hit the side of the car, not quite gone into it, and it was an explosion
that blew out the side of him, and so I understand. But in fact, you'll read lots of reports to this day, which is misleading, saying that he was actually shot. And although the gun was present, there's talk that the Sten gun, you know, jammed.
Yeah.
And the panic of those 2 guys dressed as ordinary people on bikes, and of course, they were given cyanide, you know. They were given cyanide as well.
As we heard in that report, the people trapped finally in that crypt of St Cyril and St Methodius took their own lives.
They did.
Rather than face the tortures of the Nazis.
You can imagine what they would have done with them, paraded them.
For the moment, Leslie, thank you so much. Any information we get tonight, of course, we pass straight to Leslie Smith to try and validate and to research and to cross-reference. This is Most Haunted Live. It's our final night from Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, as of course it's called now. We're about an hour and a half outside Prague, and we're at the entrance, we believe, to hell itself, the Devil's Gateway. More after this. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live, and what is sadly our last night from here in Czech Republic. We're about an hour and a half outside Prague. It's a very cold night indeed here, a very high location. It's Castle Huska, and there is still snow on the ground outside. We're 1 hour ahead of you in the UK. We're broadcasting tonight until midnight UK time. Make sure you stay with us, because this location, Castle Huska, is also known locally as the Gateway to hell. Now, once again, we've recruited the services of local historian and folklorist Alena Jeskova to tell us more. Let's take a look.
I'm Alena Jeskova. I'm a writer concerned with the history and legends of Prague. Castle Huska is a small castle which has been rebuilt as a chateau. There's one very strong legend associated with it. They speak about something devilish, an opening to another dimension, or to another world, a place from where something demonic or monstrous was once said to emerge. Another unique feature within the castle is a